Hey there guys, and welcome back to another reaction video. And as you may or may not see, I am actually using the only male model that I will ever willingly make. Yeah, this was an attempt at me trying to originally make a male model that I could use at the start when I had to redo this channel, because I at the start had to I had to, but I mean because my previous channel got deleted for something that I was very afraid of, due to the fact that it was quite literally a reaction video with my face, and the original video wasn't owned by anyone. I quite literally thought someone copyrighted my face or laid claim to my face. So I thought, at the start, why not try being a Vtuber, you know? I mean, if you guys want me to keep using this, feel free to let me know. Because what I've seen, there are a lot of Vtubers on the rise. Anyway, let's press play and see what's gonna happen, shall we? Also, this model has horns, which fit me very well, I think.
Viewer discretion is advised.
As
They
always.
felt helpless. All they could do was just sit in the bathroom and hope they would go away. The room felt like their only safe haven, until they were exposed to them for too long. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today we bring you SCP Foundation.
I still
Euclid
find it
class
fun
object,
and
SCP
hilarious.
1471.
His name is TheRubber.
SCP-1471, also known as MalO, version 1.0.0, is a free 9.8 megabyte application for mobile devices, distributed in online application stores with this description. Never settle for those awkward feelings of being alone ever again. MalO
That's why
is
I
an
have a
exciting
dog.
and interactive experience that will keep you engaged and intrigued. The anxiety of social situations can be nerve-wracking, but after just a few
that's
hours
true.
of MalO, you will soon forget all about those painful emotions of disappointment. Be part of
Highly
the new
doubt it.
craze that is quickly becoming the next social substitute.
Nope.
Remember, the more you participate, the more MalO will engage you. Your experience is completely up to you. Absolutely no ads. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's a plus.
1471
No
has no
ads.
listed developer and is somehow able to bypass the application approval process to go directly to distribution. 1471 is also able to avoid removal by other program manager applications. After SCP-1471 is installed, it will then begin to send
You're
the user
screwed.
images through text messaging every 3 to 6 hours. All images will contain SCP-1471-A, either within the background or foreground. SCP-1471-A appears as a large humanoid figure with a canid-like skull and black hair. On the first day of installation,
I mean,
the
it's
mobile
fun for
device will
Halloween, I
receive
guess.
images taken at locations commonly frequented by the user. After 48 hours, the mobile device will receive images taken at locations that were recently visited by the user. After 72 hours, the mobile device will receive images of the user in real time, with 1471-A appearing within close proximity to the user. Users with over 90
Unsettling
hours
for
of exposure
some.
to the continuous images will begin to briefly visualize 1471-A within their peripheral vision, reflective surfaces, or a combination of the two. Continued exposure to 1471 after this point will cause irreversible and sustained visualizations of 1471-A. Users at this stage have reported periodic attempts made by 1471-A to visually communicate with them, but fail to
Walking by.
understand or comprehend
Sup.
these actions.
Fucking
Currently,
ad.
the only known treatment to reverse 1471's effect
Now I have to do
is
some
to
editing.
eliminate the user's visual exposure to the images prior to 90 hours after installation. To date, no apparent hostile activity has been reported regarding
Yet.
1471-A. All mobile devices that have 1471 installed are to be confiscated and analyzed for any potential leads to other possibly affected devices. Afterwards, affected devices are to have their batteries removed, be assigned a designation, and be placed in Storage Unit 9-1 at Research Site 45. Here's a story from a man called William about his experience with 1471A, which he calls it Capone. William started seeing Dr. Laura Brenz 2 years ago, after he first met Capone. William said, "I was scared when I first saw him. It happened just as you told me. The messages, the pictures, seeing him around every corner afterwards. I was so young.
They're just
wouldn't have
evil.
lost it." Believe me, William, I know many people have reacted the same way. Fear is a more common reaction to the unknown than you'd think. Dr. Brenz consoled him. "It's not that I'm afraid of him anymore. I mean, he makes me jump when I see him in the morning. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. It's just the bad connotations he has," William rebutted. "I know that he does, but it happened 2 years ago. I know it's hard for you, especially with your shadow, but you need to carry on," Dr. Brenz stated. William just sighed as she continued. "Our session is almost up. We made some real progress, William.
Yeah, I highly doubt
I
that.
want you to think back to your first experience and write as much as you feel comfortable sharing. Is that all right?" "Yeah, thanks for seeing me."
She works for the SCP
William
Foundation.
then drove home from the doctor's office. He drops the backpack near the door. Go to the patio. Wave to Capone from the mirror. Fridge. Drink. Chair. Crash. He grabbed a few sheets of paper and a pen.
Meanwhile,
Bit by bit,
his
he
backpack
pieced
was
together
stolen.
the sequence of events that led up to this point. According to William, Capone had been with him ever since he was 15 years old. One day, Sarah, William's sister, told him about an app that she downloaded. She said to William, "It tracks you through your phone's GPS and sends you pictures of the places you've been, with a really cute monster placed in the photo to make it look like it's following you." Her description of it sounded pretty cool to him, so he asked Sarah to help him download it on his phone. After some prodding, she found the app, which was a surprise to the both of them. It was obvious that his phone didn't have any kind of GPS, but neither of them had even thought about it until much, much later. Soon, William received his first picture. The first picture he received was a photo taken in his school's courtyard, with Capone sitting on one of the benches. Capone was covered in his black, matted fur, with his knife-like claws,
Al
a set of
Capone.
blank, pure
I just
white
can't
eyes,
stop
and that
saying Al
face,
Capone.
which was merely a skull belonging to some kind of large beast, looking
Dog.
directly at them
Wolf.
with that large,
Take your
wolfish
pick.
grin. William gave the phone back to Sarah, telling her how terrifying it was, and that he didn't want to receive such messages anymore. She just jokingly punched his shoulder, saying, "I'm sure he'll grow on you eventually. Tell you what, if you can put up with him for one whole week, we'll go see that movie you've been wanting to see. If he still
Super
gives you
you,
nightmares,
really?
we'll delete it. If you end up liking it, we'll laugh about it later. Deal?" William looked at it again and unwillingly agreed to it.
Bad
Sarah
move,
was
dude.
ecstatic after that and showed him all the pictures she received. She only had 3 so far. One at her office, one at the park, and another on the road they lived on. Each picture containing
But
her own
then-
clearly visible entity. Sarah told William that she had named it Cassandra. After that night, William continued to get pictures of Capone for a while, following him at school, the bus stop, his street, virtually everywhere he went.
That Totoro
Some
reference
days
there.
later, William got called out from class by Sarah. While driving back home, she kept asking questions about Capone. Sarah then told him they were being pursued by something. She had no idea on how they were doing it, but she knew that they knew where she and William lived. She couldn't figure out how to delete it. She said she tried everything, but couldn't find a way to get rid of it.
Once you
She
download
couldn't even
MalO,
find where the app went.
you can never go back.
Suddenly, William got a text from the app. Sarah froze and stared at him, as if
And
to
crashed
say,
the car.
"Don't look at it." But he did it. The photo was taken from the hood of the moving car, giving them a clear view of what was behind them. Capone took up most of the back seat and towered over William. They both turned around
And
preparing to
crashed the
scream
car.
at the monstrosity behind them. But when they did, the seat was empty. They didn't know what was happening or what to make of it, but they felt that the only
Seriously,
thing to do
she
is to
should
run
have
away,
crashed the car right
abandoning
now.
the car. They hastily ditched the car, ran the rest of the way to the apartment and locked the door behind them. They locked themselves in the bathroom and waited. They just stayed there, even when they got a message from Cassandra or Capone. Sarah would scream at them, asking why they were following them, and begged for them to be left alone. They felt helpless. All they could do was just sit in the bathroom and hope
wait
they
for
would go
death.
away. The room felt like their only safe haven, until they were exposed to them for too long. Sarah started to panic, saying that she kept seeing one of them behind her. He tried to calm her down by telling her that maybe they were not really
She
there.
committed
Then
suicide,
he saw
if I
Capone
remember
in the
correctly.
William convinced Sarah that they needed to leave the room right away. They couldn't stay in the apartment forever. They called the police and they both got help. Everyone's case was different in terms of interaction, but for William,
Sure.
Capone was always in a mirror or some reflective thing large enough to show it. Capone was predictable, and William could always find ways to block him out when he needed it. He learned how to expect Capone, and after a while, Capone kind of grew on him. Capone always seemed to try and interact with him, even if William didn't understand what it was trying to say most of the time. But he would greet Capone with a casual wave as he passed by it from the living room mirror. And eventually, Capone started
Sup,
to wave
dude?
back. Capone kind of became a constant companion to William. However, Sarah was not as lucky as William. Her case was much more serious. She saw Cassandra everywhere she looked and around every corner. Unfortunately, Sarah couldn't handle it anymore and took her own life. Now, every
Doy.
time he sees Capone, he is reminded of what he did in the car that day. If he didn't pick up that text, she would still be here. But then again, who would have known? No one knows who made the MalOs or why. No one knows if anyone
Perhaps
actually
it
made
was
the app.
someone
2
evil.
years since the incident, William learned how to get
Perhaps
used to
it
Capone
was
being
me.
there and carry
You
on
never
with his
know.
life. Despite
Perhaps it was
everything,
someone watching this
William
very
found
video.
himself talking to it, like one would talk to a dog or cat about their day
That's
when
one
they're alone.
fucked up dog.
William always said to Capone, "At least I know you're interested." Before we end this video, we are proud to present
That is one serious fucked up dog. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to let me know what you think of, me using this model. And if you want me to continue using it. Because the other reason why I'm actually using this model is, with yesterday's video, I actually spent too much time editing, re-editing, and uploading that I didn't get a wink of sleep, so I look incredibly terrible at the moment. So yeah, that's actually quite literally a reason too. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I'll be making. So yeah, bye.